Celebrate like your future depends on it, because it does. Sam Hind, thank you for that quote. We are loving your book, Show Up Anyway. It's written for people that want to make a difference in the world, and we certainly want to make a difference. We want to be able to influence others, and we want to be able to share our story authentically via the World Wide Web or social media. And you have given us so many great tips. Thank you. You're a massive value adder. So if you've not yet grabbed the book, pick it up on Kindle or buy the actual hard copy. We know a lot about habits, don't we? And we know that for a habit to be completed, the habit loop, the final part of the atomic laws, James Clear says it's got to be satisfying. Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. But he takes it one step further. He says it's got to be immediate. You know, we are creatures that crave immediate gratification. And, you know, ultimately all of us have got a willpower tank that's going to run out. So, you know, you might be pretty determined, disciplined, focused kind of person, but ultimately there is always an end to that. Your will run out of willpower. Most people, I think, anyway. And so you've got to put yourself in the environment, and you've got to be able to make sure that your willpower isn't drained. It's like a battery. So one of the great ways to do that is to reward yourself along the way. Little mini quick rewards. You know, Keith Abraham in his books and in his theory of the SMART-TER goal says it's got to be emotional, but it's got to be rewarding. There's got to be a reward. So in our health journeys, we want to know, what are you doing to reward yourself on a daily or a weekly basis for those little wins? What are some things you can do? So I'm not good at this. I'm certainly not professing to be a person who practices these principles, but I'm trying my best. I'm working hard at it. And I'm sort of like, go for the big fish, go for the big goal. And if you don't get there, you know, get up and go again. And, you know, but I think to gain the energy on a daily basis, you need to reward yourself. So a habit that I've developed is that most nights before I go to bed, I'll think of the 3 wins I had for the day. What are 3 great things I did for the day? So that I'm going to bed with that in my mind, thinking, hey, you're a winner, you had a great day. I always pat myself on the back as well. I say, Ben, great job. You did a good job. The first thing I do in the morning also is the same thing. I tell Ben how good he is and what he's done. I talk in third person. Ben, you're going to change the world, mate. You're on fire. Keep it up. I might hear it from someone else, but it's probably better if I just hear it from myself each day. And so that releases dopamine for me. It releases a good feeling. You know, whether it be a little chime or a ding when you complete the habit, like on my habit tracker, or whether it be when your watch vibrates or your wrist vibrates when you hit your goal. There's some kind of a feedback loop there that you'll crave it again, all right? There's like a repeat loop, because what gets rewarded, or those feelings of dopamine that you hit, that hit you, you'll chase them again, all right? So they can either be good or bad, you know? So on your health journey, we want to make sure that we're recognizing those little victories along the way. Here's something from the book. Recognition is a reward. Pat yourself on the back. Reflection builds resilience. Journal what worked and why, all right? Write down the wins you've had for the day. Rituals reinforce success. Create a simple habit to mark your wins. So, hey, when you get to your goal for the day, whatever that goal might be, give yourself do a little dance, or do a little cheer, or a little celebration. BJ Fogg, he said that, do a little yes. You know, I know Dale Ringen talks about pretending like he's shot the 3-point, pretends that he's like landed it, or he's drained it, or he's hit the winning shot. You know, those little celebration wins along the way, whether it's making your bed or whether it's completing a task nice and early in the day, it's a little win. I do this when I go shopping. Christmas shopping, normally on the 23rd or the 22nd or sometimes the 24th. I've got to get off to a good start. I'm like, Ben, you need a quick win. I go into a store, I buy something, and I'll pay for it, and I'm like, beautiful, you are a good shopper. I reckon you could break your record this year. You know, I've done all my Christmas shopping in less than an hour a few times because I just follow that ritual. And I'm like, yeah, you are. And I get a bit of endorphin from that, and I'm like, rock and roll. So, hey, that's just me. But what are you going to do this week to celebrate or reward yourself for a task or a little mini goal that you've hit? You know, it could be a tiny, tiny little thing, but I tell you what, all those tiny little things add up. Grab the book. Sam is a gem. It's a beautiful book. She wrote it very quickly, but it was years and years and years of knowledge that has just been put into a nice little short package that I've just about finished. And I've got to tell you, it's a cracker book. Got a lot of people telling me about it as well. And thank you, Sam. Hopefully we'll see you at the walk and talk tomorrow on Zoom.